What's he going to preach?
Seven seals.
In fact, the sinful Messiah phrase got picked up by the Waco Tribune-Herald and pushed in the wrong direction. The claim of Koresh and his followers was not go out and deliberately sin, but unlike Christ, this one will not be without sin. He'll be an ordinary human being who does sin.
It makes nobody's business whether we have a gun or not at this place. Guns are the right of Americans to have. Our government's the greatest in the world. We have freedom, not freedom for religion, not freedom for state, but freedom for all, you see? And that's what a lot of people don't understand.
The Branch Davidians believe, first of all, that as the remnants of the true faith, they would be attacked by a hostile army representing an apostate government, Babylon they called it, and that it was their religious duty to defend the faith.
In 1992, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms began an investigation into David Koresh for the possession of illegal firearms. They formed a dynamic entry plan to secure the premises and seize illegal weapons with approximately 100 federal agents and 3 helicopters, which would ultimately cost the lives of 4 ATF agents and 6 Branch Davidians.
On February 28, 1993, at approximately 9:40 a.m., ATF agents, while attempting to execute a warrant, were met with heavy gunfire by a group of individuals occupying a compound approximately 10 miles northeast of Waco, Texas. The group is identified as the Branch Davidian.
Well, Ballesteros was one of the first ones to the door, Officer Ballesteros. He's an ATF agent. And they had a plan that if the dogs came up to attack him when they came to the front door, they were to shoot the dogs, to kill the dogs. And he testified at a pretrial hearing that, in fact, they did fire and shoot the dogs at that time.
Gun shooting through the windows.
Our room was shot up completely.
I did my best at getting the kids under the bed. All of a sudden now there's, I don't know how many, 50, 70, I don't know, 100 people outside. But at some point before I got Jake and Brian under the bed, bullets came flying in my window.
After about 2 hours, they had a real truce. It wasn't a pretty sight. I mean, there were grown men crying all around. There was a group of guys that were down on their knees and they were praying. Very disturbing, you know, type thing.
I don't think the deaths on either side were justified, as well as those wounded. Judy Snyder was shot while nursing her baby through the chest.
You could have arrested me any day as I jog up and down this road. You could have arrested me going to town or going to Walmart. All this stuff you guys may want to avoid and deny. And I do not appreciate it, and never will I ever appreciate somebody coming here and pushing people around with guns. Hey, I'll meet you at the doorstep any day. You know, and somebody will get hurt. If you want to keep playing that game, I'm talking to you. Somebody's going to get hurt. Because this ain't America anymore when the ATF has that kind of power to come into anybody's home and kick doors down and things like that.
What the public was seeing and hearing on TV during the siege demonized the people in that church. The ones that I met and knew, the survivors, were people that were basically just trying to get to heaven.
I have some ice cream.
A little bribery there. You know, right now you're considered a big terrorist, you know, and you can demand some important things like an ice cream or something, you know. Maybe they might adhere to you.
Steve?
Yeah.
There's been a change. The tactical people have changed the situation, and for security reasons and for safety reasons, no one is now authorized to come out of there for any reason. And what they're telling me is that if anybody does, they are going to be dealt with in such a fashion that the people will have to retreat back to the compound.
By late March, the FBI has cut off electricity to the compound and is preparing a series of military tactics to force a resolution. Since mid-March, negotiations have begun to fail, and the FBI resorts to psychological warfare.
I don't appreciate their music.
You don't?
I'm trying to sleep at night from the music.
I thought you being a teenager, you might like some of those Martian sounds.
My little sister.
Oh, I see.
We went through varying degrees of hell with noise, music, bright lights. The children were suffering along with the adults. We were without water, having had our water tanks shut up. We were living on rainwater. Whenever it would rain, people would put buckets out the window and collect rainwater, and it was rationed. I doubt whether anybody got more than 8 ounces a day, if that.
How long do you sit with that many resources tied up and disrupting a whole community with people that are violating violations of law, that are in fact in a state of anarchy?